Finally, I'm done with those Overwatch videos. They took forever. They were a lot of fun though, but it's good to visit League again. And on this momentous day of love and Valentines and chocolates and lonely nights with a tissue box, I figured why not talk about practically everyone's favorite topic, shipping. You guys seem to really like my videos involving shipping, so I figured why not make a quick video talking about League of Legends ships that I personally like and wouldn't mind seeing further exploration. I'm doing this for the sake of the holiday, but I also want to share with you guys something that I like. And for those of you who want hard, psychological analysis and facts that I established my channel on, well, you can wait for the next video, where I talk about Yasuo and depression, a combination I'm sure some of you guys haven't thought about. And for those of you who want another Is It Possible video, let me know in the comments about potential ships you'd like me to explore in depth. The point of the Is It Possible videos is to talk about psychology in relation to these characters' relationships. So I need to find some way to apply psychology to the ship, or else the video would just end up being kinda like today's video. Just speaking about pure opinion. So without further ado, let's get straight into the ships. In no particular ranking, we start off with Shyvana and Jarvan. This is mostly from Shyvana's lore to be honest, and it's pretty darn cute. Being born from the union of a dragon and a human, Shyvana's mother had one hell of a sexual preference. Shyvana was seen as an impure abomination by the dragon kind, and was forced to live life on the run with her dragon father. Countless battles against her dragon kind forged her into a hateful and savage warrior, until she met Jarvan. After her father was killed by the drake that constantly pursued them, she came across Jarvan, who was leading a group of soldiers in search for the same drake. Jarvan offered to help her, and together they took down the drake. Afterwards, Jarvan gave her what she's been wanting all of her life, a place to call home. Shyvana has never come across another human before and has pretty much known hatred and battle her entire life. For Jarvan, the next in line to rule over Demacia, to show her humility, respect, and kindness, is something beyond the scope of what Shyvana has known her entire life, and is just perfect for shipping. You could write a love drama about Shyvana growing more affectionate towards Jarvan and overall learning how to live with her humanity as a result of her affection for Jarvan. It's just so good. Next one. Vi and Caitlyn. This is a pretty popular ship, and I think the community loves it mostly because they are pretty opposite characters. Vi is brash and doesn't like to follow orders, while Caitlyn is very by the books. Now, psychologically, it's complicated. The general trend that psychology finds is that people tend to like others who are similar to themselves. I'm not saying it's impossible for opposites to attract. There are relationships like that, and I'ma stop myself here before I go on to psychological analysis. I'll save that for a more in-depth video. But the point I was gonna make is that although the opposites attract principle may be one of the reasons why they ship Vi and Caitlyn, I for one think they're actually kinda similar. Vi and Caitlyn are both self-starters. Vi taught herself how to become a genius mechanic by, well, stealing technology and fiddling with it. She decided to use her invention, these gauntlets of hers, to fight and steal from other criminals after realizing that hurting innocent people just wasn't in her character. Caitlyn, at the young age of 14, became a detective on her own to discover the identity of those who assaulted and robbed her father. She snuck out of the house with her father's rifle and managed to track them down on her own to bring them justice. Realizing that Caitlyn was only gonna keep sneaking out to fight crime, her parents decided to give her the best technometrical devices to help her. You see, both Vi and Caitlyn used their own resources and intelligence to go out and make a difference in the city. They might seem like complete opposites, but I think that one similar aspect of their character is enough to bring them together. Who knows, maybe Caitlyn was able to relate to Vi for that reason, and gave Vi a chance because of it. And working together gives them the perfect opportunity to explore each other's personality and possibly end up having an interest in each other. And Vi's interactions with Caitlyn are just great to listen to. And last but certainly not least in any way, shape, or form, we got Wukong and Ahri. They're both pretty similar, you know? They're both animals that came across some magic which made them more human-like with special powers, and they both have an interest in humans. After absorbing the powers of a magic stone, Wukong seeks to find a worthy opponent for him to test his skills, and he believes he will find that opponent among humans. And as a fox, Ari had a great desire to be human. She eventually turned into a human after absorbing the magic from a dying robed man, and discovered that to sustain her humanity she had to keep absorbing the life essence of other humans. That last part is pretty messed up, but what really makes me excited for this ship in particular is what Wukong would mean to Ari. You see, Ari is able to charm almost any human male, and although Wukong has human qualities, he isn't entirely human, plus he's got a good amount of magic in him as well. So he's essentially the only being that can resist her charm, which adds a layer of challenge to the ship, cause let's say Ari actually did have a thing for Wukong. If so, then she'd have to rely on her own wits and personality instead of using the magic that she's used to, which makes the ship way more interesting and ripe for possible story and character development. And I talk about all of this from the lore perspective. Obviously in the game he can be charmed just like any other champion, but if the game itself was canon, then Malphite's foot alone would be the size of the spawn fountain. And there you have it. These three are some of my favorite ships in League of Legends, and I enjoy seeing so much amazing fan art about them. The creativity of the League of Legends community has always been one of its defining features. You know, besides being toxic. I'm joking, of course. That's just solo cute. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little Valentine's Day special I put together. And as always, my people, thank you for watching.